let's start off with my fun party trick. That's
Let's
what I
do
call
it.
it. Okay, so I'm not doing this. Okay, ready? Isn't that insane? It is
Hold
called
on.
dystonia. I went to a movement specialist who's from Mayo who happened to move here.
Hmm?
And as soon as he saw it, he's like, this is dystonia and it is caused by the Inspire. It is an inadvertent muscle movement, cannot be cured, and was caused by the Inspire.
We got to see that trick again.
Isn't that crazy?
You're
Okay.
not doing this.
No, I'm not doing this. And it's insane.
That is a
And I could
party
not
trick.
get a lawyer to take my case because I'm not dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
um, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I talked to, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen lawyers, and nobody wants the case.
And you're stuck with it. There's nothing they can do.
No, and I can control it normally, but I had a root canal last week, and your mouth is wide open, and my tongue's pushing up against the thing, and you know, it is just what it is.
What a nightmare.
It is. It's crazy. And my jaw sometimes will go this way, so I have really bad TMJ now from it.
Mm.
Um, and so I have permanent painful injury that is affecting my life, and now I'm past the statute of limitations. It's 2 years, and I think it was June 14th. I hit my statute. So even if they come up with a class action, I'm not eligible. But
Mm.
I mean, it's life, and it's just a fun party trick.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it some way,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. You got to put a positive spin on things, that's for sure. Well,
Yeah.
maybe take us back to the beginning. How did you
Okay.
come about
So it was
this?
during COVID, and I knew I had sleep apnea, and um, my doctor says, you need to go get checked, and I did the mouth appliance years ago, and I wasn't going to do the palate surgery that was out, and they gave me a take home test during COVID. Never saw a doctor, never saw anybody. You have sleep apnea, you need a CPAP. Okay. So they give me the Phillips because that's what everybody got. And it was pouring down rain. It was winter. We had the tailgate up on the van, and the girl comes and she throws a handful of masks in the back of the car. Which one do you want? I don't know. So you can change masks once in a month for free. So I went back and she threw some more in the van. Which one do you want? I'm like, I don't know. So they said, have you ever heard of the Inspire? Well, no. Well, here, go down to Birmingham. UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham is that's one of the big centers. And I went to Dr. Withrow, I can't call it installed. He implanted it on, let's see, 8/16/21. And then on 9/22, they finally had a doctor up here in Huntsville. We're 100 miles away from Birmingham. I would go in the office and he'd say, are you sleeping? No. Are you snoring? Yes. And he'd crank it up. My tongue was pushing on these
Mm.
teeth. Then it started pushing on these teeth just in the back. It was never going straight. It kept going sideways. He said, it's supposed to do that. No, it's not. Anytime a rep was always there, anytime a different rep would see it, wow, well, it's supposed to go that way. And my son was in med school at the time. And I drew a schematic and I had all the nerves and the muscles. And he was like, Mom, that is textbook worthy. I took it in to show the doctor because I think you're familiar with the setup and all
Yeah,
of Inspire.
yeah.
Okay, I think the cuff placement was wrong in the first place, because there's a 60% variability in the branching of the hypoglossal nerve. I just think it was placed wrong in the first place. So there's no way to prove it. So the doctor here, like I said, he upped it, and he literally threw up his hands and said, "You just need to go back to Birmingham." And now my tongue hurt, my teeth were being pushed all over the place. I got down to Birmingham and then whoa, I've never seen anybody at 5. Okay, we're going to shut you off for 6 months. Then we're going to start it back up. So she started to back up very, very, very slowly and still not working. So she sent me back to Dr. Withrow, and he did an awake endoscopy. And the rep was in the room, and it didn't work. And my airway never cleared. And they're watching my tongue and my mouth go different directions. Like, this is not supposed to be happening. So they shut it off. Now we're going to go start up again. And one morning, and I had been sleeping in the guest room since this all started because I couldn't sleep with it. So my poor husband, we've been married 38 years and I'm not sleeping with my husband. Um, so one morning I turned it off and my tongue's going on its own. Like, well, that's really weird. It was like 4 a.m. and it's going and going. I made sure everything was shut off. I unplugged I unplugged everything. I took the batteries out of the remote. It's still going. So as soon as 8 o'clock rolled around, I called Birmingham. You need to get down here right away. And so it takes us an hour and a half to get down there. You know, my husband jumped in the car. We booked down there. We saw Dr. Patterson, the sleep doctor. Like, wow, never seen this before. So they x-rayed my chest, made sure everything, all the wires, all the leads were in the right place. Called the company. We've never seen that before. Okay, do these tests. And I have videos of all of this. So they had like this and cough and roll on this side and my tongue's just going on its merry way. So they shut it down again. I go back home and just randomly on a Sunday, my tongue starts sticking out. It, like crazy. And they call Inspire. Well, you can't get anybody on the weekend. Finally, rang. They said, we're going to send a rep up to Birmingham, go to the emergency room. Well, now, luckily it's COVID. I had a mask. So my tongue, well, the guy's not coming. I call back to Inspire. Nobody's answering. And I swear to you, they're just seeing my call and just hang up. So the guy finally comes up. They take me back to the room in the ER. The doctor's like, I've never heard of the Inspire before. Well, I knew I shouldn't have come to the ER. So David was the rep. David goes and he does his little machine. Oh, it's turned off. So went back to Birmingham. The company sends a team down from Minnesota.
Right.
And these experts. Yeah. And David, he's one of the VPs. He was one of the guys that developed the system. Okay. He's on FaceTime with them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I have all these names in there. I think I have all these names.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he's directing this testing, and they're turning it up and trying different functions and different waveforms and different, frequencies. And my tongue's just going, but it's only going when the machine's on.
Off.
Well, at this point they had the machine on, and my tongue was doing all this crazy stuff. Well, they decide they're going to do a sleep study. Well, they went down to the hall. Everybody went down the hall to discuss my case. Everything's turned off. All of a sudden, my tongue starts going nuts. All over the place. And it hurt. It was sticking out as far as it could stick out. It ended up being bruised. After all. Yeah, the bottom of your tongue can get bruised. I didn't know that, but fun fact, it can. So my husband went running down the hall, yelling for somebody. He couldn't find anybody. So their goal was to titrate it during a sleep study. Well, they couldn't turn it on. So that never happened. And so I went home and they were going to powwow. So we're going to get an answer for you in a week. The company was going to they were going to run electrical tests and all kinds of stuff. And so about 2 weeks later, they called and Dr. Withrow was on the phone. Dr. Patterson was on the phone. And we found one straight current and this is just you. This isn't the system. How could it just be me? So they shut it down completely. And even if a straight current, anything would go through a magnetic field, EMI, nothing was going to turn the thing on. And so I had been shut down since, this was in 23. I've been totally switched off. I can't really see it. See this indent?
Yeah, I can see it.
Caved in. Yeah, my chest caved in. And we're sitting in the hospital. My husband's like, what is wrong with your chest? Like, well, I don't know. So I immediately called the surgeon. You need to come in here and get this up. I was in Pennsylvania. My mom is in ICU. So we got back in the car and we drove down in Monday morning in Birmingham. I'm getting my Inspire out. And I asked for it. I didn't want the rep to get it because as soon as they send it back to the company, there's no evidence. And so that was middle of July, and I do not have it. And I should not have left well, it had to go to pathology. Anything they remove from your body has to go to pathology.
Okay.
I left there without it. I came back home that day and I don't have it, and I don't know who has it, but it's not me. So
Mm,
I don't have that. The company will not tell you if they find anything wrong with it because that's liability. So right before beginning some when the FDA recall happened on it,
yes.
I had the same model, but I was about 100 units prior to it.
Mm,
So the Inspire was supposed to write well, they were supposed to write a report about my dystonia. That never happened. Then my surgeon was supposed to write it. That never happened because I think he's somehow in bed with them. I
oh,
really do.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so my sleep doctor was going to do it. She was going to try to follow up, and I love the woman dearly, but I haven't had time to follow up on that.
Yeah.
I just um so I thought that was interesting, and I thought this thing that they have, it's a glue issue, but it's a straight current issue. Maybe that's why they were so interested in mine.
Yep.
Maybe they knew that was coming
Yep.
and they thought, I don't know. I don't know that I just don't trust the company at all.
Mm.
So this week I found out that my insurance company denied the explant. So that's brand new.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that means you're going to have to foot the bill.
uh, possibly. It's just another thing that's added on. This whole thing has been a nightmare. It hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's wrong. Nobody will admit to anything. I mean, I don't know where else to go. I'm glad I found you. I don't know who else to tell. I was thinking about going to the television station.
People don't have a voice, and that's what I'm
No,
all about. And I've got these channels now. I have this audience. I can build audiences, and I want to give the little people who aren't listened to a chance to go, no, this has affected my life. It was a terrible experience, and I want others to learn from my experience. They can weigh
like,
up the options.
well, apparently the company cites a 97 or 98% success rate. That is because when they turn it on the operating table, if it works, that's a success.
Like you said, they make it look very, very nice. All the glossy
Oh
videos.
yeah.
The doctor made two tiny little incisions. And then I'm looking at the pictures going, in my head, two little incisions, that's what a little incision is. It's not that.
You can see that. That's huge.
Huge. It's huge.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 61. Scars are just a sign of life. That's nothing. But it's the fact I've had general twice. I've been up and back to Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
You're having a hard time with CPAP and they offer you this Inspire. Do you feel like you were adequately informed of the procedure and the risks and the adverse events and what's involved and dialing up the voltage? Like it's a big procedure, really. They make it seem really small, but it's long, isn't it? At the end of the day, not
It
just
is.
surgery, but all the appointments and the follow-ups and the dialing up of the voltage and the back and forth to Birmingham and everything.
Yeah, it was a lot. They didn't tell me that. Um, they, I mean, when you look at all the tunneling and everything they have to do, that's a lot.
They tell you that though. Did they go
Oh, it
through?
was no big deal. I mean,
Okay.
it was like they just go up to your neck. It's just they go through your neck and put a little cuff around your hypoglossal nerve.
Yeah.
Then they run a little wire down here. Luckily, I didn't have the third incision.
Yeah. So are
But
you shown like videos of the procedure? Are you shown
no, I found it.
photos of the incisions? Like, do they give you this information or they kind of just describe it?
They gave you the fancy book. There was insider trading. They lost that one. And now it's lying to investors. So there's a class action against them from investors.
Oh,
So so I'm kind of thinking they're going to lose all their money and end up going out of business for that
mm,
because they're misrepresenting the number of people, the projection on how many people are going to get it.
yeah, yeah. Very interesting.
Yes.
I actually had a look at their share price yesterday, and over the past 5 years, they've actually gone backwards 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
And
think it speaks volumes. I said it in a
yeah.
video. If you've got a good product and a good business and good customer support, and people are happy with the implant, and doctors
Hmm.
and surgeons and everyone's doing well,
Yeah.
then that's going to take care of itself. If after 5 years you're going down,
Right. You shouldn't.
you shouldn't. Did you have doubts like when you were previous?
No, this was supposed to be the answer.
Yeah.
This was going to solve my sleep apnea. I was going to lose weight. I
Mm,
was going to lose my brain fog.
yeah.
Um, I was not going to be depressed anymore. It
Yeah.
was heck, my husband and I were going to have more sex. I know.
Okay.
It'll take a lot more than that. Like I said, 38
I
years.
I hear.
Right. And my age, I is 66. I have to do something. I mean, there's no question. I have to control my, uh,
Yeah. So what are
I
we
got
going
to
to
get my,
do?
what am I doing? I got is it ResMed? Is
Yeah.
that the new CPAP? I
Yeah.
have that and it's quiet
Good.
as long as I have the water thing in, right?
Good.
Um, and I have the new mask the one that just came out around November
Yeah.
with the yellow, it's gray and then yellow.
Yeah. The
I can't
solo,
remember.
Sean Parker solo.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have that. That's the first mask I've been able to use.
All right. I'm going to take you under my wing, Sue, and I'm going to get you sleeping like a baby. What advice would you give someone who's maybe looking into it?
I would, I really would tell them no. It may work for some people and they claim it works for a whole lot of them, but
You don't think
I've
it?
read very few people that it helps like they say it's going to help. And thank you for listening.
You're welcome.
It's it's good to talk to somebody who
Good.
who's who cares. All right. Thank you.
I
Bye
see.
bye.